Sometimes a question is asked about the difference between behavior event interview BEI and the competency based interview CBI. Actually, BEI originated from the work of David McClellan. Behavior event interview is based on the events that have occurred in the work life or in the life of any individual. BI starts with critical incidents or high points or low points, normally limited to the immediate past but can range over the whole life depending upon the purpose for which you are doing BI. Assuming that the BI is being done for a particular individual in relation to the competencies the individual has exhibited on a given job or in a given profession, etc. Normally, we start by asking the person to narrate high points, about 3 or 4 high points in the immediate past, and low points. And BI gets into details of it, asks the individual to tell his or her story, what exactly happened, how the incident started, who were the characters involved, what did the individual do at that point of time, what did he or she think, and so on. It focuses on the event and gets the entire story out, focusing on the what individual thought or had done. And on the basis of the consistencies across number of points, high points and the low points, one draws a conclusion about the competencies demonstrated by the individual. The competencies may be knowledge, attitude, skills, self-concept, any consistencies in his behavior or her behavior and so on. So BI is a good method to identify the competencies exhibited by an individual on the basis of events. It does not start with a competency framework. It derives the competency framework. BI results in identifying and labeling competencies. Labels come later. Whereas in CBI, competency-based interviews, normally used for assessment. BI is used for identification of competencies, whereas CBI is used for assessing the competencies, whether an individual has a particular level of competency at all, what is the level to which the individual has exhibited. So it starts with a framework. For example, if you want to find customer focus or customer orientation, so you could ask questions relating to customer orientation to the individual and say that, can you give me some evidence of how you demonstrated customer orientation in the last few years of your work or life and so on. So CBI is based on competencies and normally use it for assessment and starts with a competency framework, whereas a BEI identifies competencies. BEI also can be used to assess competencies, but normally in BEI you don't name a competency and ask the individual to demonstrate or to narrate an incident and things like that. That is done only in CBI. I hope the distinction is clear. Behavior event interview is based on events by the individual and is used to derive competencies. Competency-based interview starts with a competency framework and assesses, codes, and even quantifies the level of the competency that is demonstrated by the individual. Well, sometimes modified BEIs are being used even in competency assessment. It's a modified version because normally BEI requires a lot of patient listening to the individual, elaboration on the story, a lot of probing, and so on. So if I have to do a BEI for an individual, I might need an entire day. If not a day, maybe a couple of hours to understand some critical incidents relating to a particular job or a career or a profession. If I had to understand an individual in terms of the competencies demonstrated in the entire life, BI could last as much as a day or two and so on. Whereas competency based interview starts with framework and it may last just for an hour. Even there, I think it may require a little bit more time than this. You start with about 8 to 10 competencies. You can have a competency based interview lasting maybe a maximum of about an hour. But normally people are impatient. They want to finish it in a half an hour time, 45 minutes time, and so on. Well, friends, I hope this clarifies both the things, the BEI as well as competency based interviews. Thank you for listening to this video from TVRLS.